Hello, my name is Misha Bordovsky, and I am your student's 11th grade English teacher. I am so sorry that I am missing you for open house this evening. I actually sit on a committee for the State Department of Education to help pick English curriculum for the future of our state, so that's where I am this evening. But I still wanted to be able to give you some information about English 11 that you might need to know. This is junior level English, all on level all day long. In junior English, we read American literature and we practice writing. The course is designed to make your student a more critical thinker and a more authentic writer. Across the course of the year, our students will also be practicing SAT, ACT skills because in April, all of your students will be taking the ACT. That consists of grammar and vocab, reading comprehension, and a variety of other activities. Our goal by the end of English 11 is for them to have basic college, career, and life skills that they can use forever. Outside of just the basics of what goes on in our classroom, your student is going to be exposed to a lot of different types of writing and a lot of very different types of reading as well. In American literature, we try to encompass every type of person that walks into the classroom. What I mean by that is that we read from white Americans, we read from African Americans, we read from Hispanic Americans, we read from Native Americans, we read from female authors, male authors, Chinese Americans, really all kinds of people are represented in our classroom, which means we read a lot of very different types of texts. All of them are very basic about what goes on for each of those cultures within the United States. And with that, they're able to see a lot of different perspectives they might not see if they had never read from one of those groups before. With the work that we do in class, it is required that they bring their Chromebooks with them every single day. Also a journal that I have already asked for them to be bringing. I also ask for them to be on time with that every single day. If your student is 10 minutes late, they're technically considered absent. In this classroom, my phone policy and behavior policy kind of align together. With the phones, they're not able to use them when we're taking tests or quizzes, if we're going over new information in class. However, I do let them use their phones when we play academic games like Kahoot, and as well I let them listen to music typically while they're working independently. With behavior, your students first receive a verbal warning. After that, I ask them nicely to meet with me in the hallway so we can talk through whatever it is that's going on in the classroom, just the two of us. If for some reason we can't come to a situational agreement on what's going on, sometimes I'll either contact you or I'll be giving them detention, but that is always step 3 before step 4, which is removal from the classroom in general. If a principal sees fit, sometimes these can be elevated on what happens. Also in 11th grade English, we do independent reading. I've sent home with each of your students a sheet that you will sign and they will sign, okaying the book that they are reading. Ultimately, I want you to be okay with whatever it is your student is reading. So you two can decide on whatever that might be, and I'm okay with whatever that choice is. Independent reading happens outside of class, except on Free Read Fridays, which happen usually twice a month, where I allow them to have some free time to read in our classroom. Grading policy with work outside of just independent reading is 5% of the overall grade. Tests and quizzes are 30% of the overall grade. Writing is 30%, daily work is 25%, and their semester test is 10% of their overall grade. Our department does have a late work policy for late work / makeup work. Technically, if something is assigned and they do not turn it in on the date that it is turned in, half off of the earned grade will be given to the student's work. However, there are some exceptions. If they genuinely just forgot, I typically give them grace to get it turned in and still can get full points. If they explain the situation, they worked, they had practiced super late, I'll give them time and work with them depending on what the situation is. If they are absent, of course, they can always ask me beforehand what they're going to be missing if they know. And if not, I give them some grace to get work turned in. I realize that they have to do work for all of their classes, so I usually give them a little bit more time. The only other issue that we typically have in 11th grade English is academic dishonesty. And what I mean by that is plagiarism of any form or fashion. If your student is caught cheating, copying, or sharing any of their materials with another student for any reason, they will receive a disciplinary referral and a failure of the assignment, as well as you will be contacted and their principal. The only way to make up work that is caught being plagiarized is through Saturday school. What I mean by that is sometimes students like to be a little bit over helpful and they will share their work with another student who then turns in their work. Unfortunately, the student that shared the work and the student who turned in the shared work, both will have to receive zeros because we never know to the extent of who worked on what, or where credit should be due for those things. I also have syllabuses out on the table for you all that have all of the information linked to them that you could ever possibly need. If you ever need to get in contact with me, I have 6-period plan. My email is mbor, D as in dog, O, F as in Frank, S as in Sam, KE, @baschools.org. That is the easiest way to get a hold of me. Your students have also been instructed that they can join our Class Remind, which is the fastest way for them to get in contact with me. And you are also able to utilize that if you so choose. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. And again, I'm so sorry that I missed you this evening, but I hope that you're having a wonderful evening and your student is having a great year. Thank you.